Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. I'm not sure about you, the people, but I'm a very big procrastinator. It's not intentional, but I wait until the last minute to do just about anything. And that includes getting food together for a family reunion, a party, etc. So I've thrown together 26 last minute snacks, appetizers, and food recipes. All of these recipes are really quick and easy to make, and most of all, delicious. They vary from dips, deviled eggs, pizzas, chicken wings, taquitos, egg rolls, and some other recipes I threw together. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hopefully one of these recipes will save you from your own procrastination. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm going to make a bacon ranch cheese ball. Simple, delicious, and only 4 ingredients. So let's get started. I'm going to start by frying 1 pound of bacon that I've cut into small pieces. Once the bacon's nice and crisp, remove and drain on paper towels. In a large mixing bowl, I'm going to combine cream cheese, ranch dressing mix, shredded cheese, and half of the bacon. And you can use a mixer for this if you like, but I'm going to use my hand and get everything well incorporated. Once everything is well combined, form it into a large ball and sprinkle with the remaining bacon. I ran the bacon through a small food processor just for a second to give it a finer consistency. That's it. That's all there is to it. I told you this would be simple. Serve with your favorite crackers and enjoy. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you give this a try, and we'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making deep fried hot sauce. What? I know, they look like hush puppies, don't they? Well, they basically are. So here's my version of Chicken Charlie's deep fried hot sauce. In a large bowl, add 1 box of Jiffy corn muffin mix. Along with all-purpose flour, 1 egg. Normally at this point you'd add milk, but I'm going to add Frank's Red Hot. And Frank's Red Hot is what I was told they used. I guess you could use any kind of hot sauce you like. Now get a whisk and mix everything until it's well combined. It's going to be dry and really thick at first, and you're going to be tempted to add more hot sauce to loosen it up. But don't add any more hot sauce because that would make your batter too thin. Just keep on mixing and it'll loosen up itself. Once the batter looks like a pumpkin puree, set it aside and let's roast the jalapenos. Add whole jalapenos to a dry pan over medium-high heat. Now let them just sit there for about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, start moving the jalapenos around. Would you look at that? I have a jalapeno trying to do the Macarena.
Ole, hi Jose, I jalapeno on a stick. Get me out of here.
Continue moving the peppers around every couple minutes or so. If you'd like a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Geez, what is going on here? I have 1 pepper trying to do the Macarena, and now this one's trying to salsa. After 10 minutes or so, the peppers will be nice and charred and soft. Remove them from the pan and set aside. I have my oil preheated to 350 degrees. Now I'm going to use a small ice cream scoop and scoop the batter into the oil. Once the batter's in the pan, since I'm not deep frying, you want to let it sit for about 1 minute and then turn them. Otherwise they're going to over-brown on the bottom. After 1 minute, give them a flip and let them cook for 2 more minutes, flipping around every 30 seconds or so. After cooking for a total of 3 minutes, they're nice and golden brown and cooked through. Now remove them and drain them on a wire rack. Continue this process until all your batter is fried. And there you have it, deep fried hot sauce with roasted jalapenos. Realistically, I would not call these deep fried hot sauce, I would call them spicy hush puppies. With that said, they're absolutely delicious. The Frank's is definitely the dominant flavor. You can sit back, close your eyes, and bite into these, and it's like you're biting into crispy fried hot sauce. The dipping sauce makes these even better, which is equal parts ranch and more Frank's. These are not blow your head off spicy. They're mild enough for almost anybody to eat, and you actually get to enjoy the flavor of the hot sauce. Now it's time to say adios to Jose, the jalapeno on a stick.
Now get in my belly! Jeez, we're all doomed. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today we're going to make Ritz Pushcart Hot Dog Bites. All the flavor of a full-size hot dog from a pushcart street vendor packed on top of one cracker. Grilled hot dogs, caramelized onions, and yellow mustard. So let's get started. Let's get started by sauteing some onions. Once they begin to caramelize, I'm going to add sugar, chili powder, hot sauce, ketchup, and water. Bring this up to a simmer and continue cooking for 10 minutes with the lid off until it's nice and thick. Once it's nice and thick, set it aside. Now I'm going to pan fry hot dogs until they're nice and golden brown. Now I'm going to drain these on paper towels and begin to build our hot dog bites. Now each cracker is going to get a piece of hot dog, a little dollop of the delicious caramelized onions, and of course the mandatory condiment, yellow mustard. There you have it, Ritz Pushcart Hot Dog Bites. These little guys will make you think you're eating a hot dog at the ball game. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you give these a try, and we'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making poutine, which is a classic Canadian dish that consists of French fries, cheese curds, and a rich brown gravy. After making this, I'm jealous of Canadians who get to enjoy this on a regular basis. This was absolutely amazing. So let's get started. Typically, the French fries are fried. Of course they are, because they wouldn't be French fries if they weren't fried. But today I'm going to grill them on my Rectech RT300 pellet grill. So I'm going to preheat it to 400 degrees. Because I'm grilling the fries, I cut them just a little bit bigger than they're usually cut. Now I'm going to drizzle the potatoes with a little vegetable oil. And now liberally season with kosher salt and black pepper. And now give them a good mix to thoroughly coat all the potatoes. And now let's make the gravy. I'm going to start by making a roux with a little vegetable oil, butter, and all-purpose flour. Now give it a good mix until all the flour is combined and let it cook for about 2 minutes to get that raw taste out of the flour. Now add water, and beef base. If you don't have beef base, you can use bouillon, or you can just skip the water and the beef base and use beef broth. Now give it a good mix and bring it up to a boil. Once it reaches a boil, it should thicken right up. Now I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper, and there's no reason to add salt due to the salt in the beef base. And now I'm going to add the potatoes. And remember, the grill is at 400 degrees. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit the Wolf Pit blog. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button, and come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new recipes and cooking videos. Now I'm going to close the lid and let these go for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I'm going to give them a flip. And then let them go for 20 more minutes until they're nice and crispy. After a total of 40 minutes, the fries are perfectly done. While the fries are still piping hot, I'm going to add the fresh cheese curds. And now the piping hot rich brown gravy. And I guess you can put as much or as little gravy as you like. And there you have it, my version of grilled poutine. These were absolutely amazing. Look at how ooey and gooey the cheese is. Thank you, Canada, for such a great idea, and thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button, and come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new recipes and cooking videos.
Today I'm making steamed clams in a white wine and butter broth. These tender briny mullets combined with a spicy broth are like flavor explosions in your mouth. This recipe can't get much simpler, with only a handful of ingredients, and it only takes about 10 minutes from start to finish. So let's get started. In a large pot over medium heat, add a stick of butter, followed by whole fresh chopped jalapenos with the seeds, dried minced garlic, and of course use fresh garlic if you have it, dried crushed red pepper, Old Bay seafood seasoning, white pepper, white wine. No, Mad Dog 2020 will not work. You want to make sure you stick to the highest quality screw top bottle wine you can buy at your local convenience store like Boone's Farm, Thunderbird, or Wild Irish Rose. Quartered lemons and limes. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Give everything a good mix and bring it to a boil. Here I have 50 middle neck clams that I've rinsed and cleaned. If any of the clams that are open will not close and remain closed when you run them under cold water, toss them. That means they're dead and you do not want to cook and eat a dead clam. Once the broth is boiled for about 5 minutes, add the clams. Mix them around and spread them out into an even layer. Now cover and let steam for 8 to 10 minutes or until all the clams open. Now give them a good mix, and if you find any that have not opened, throw them away. Now pour the clams in the broth in a large pan. I'm just using a paella pan, or you can serve them separately and just pour the broth in a bowl. This may look like a lot of clams, but 3 people ate all these clams in about 5 minutes, and 2 of those people previously did not even like clams. So if you're making these for a crowd, make 2 to 3 times as many as you think you need. And there you have it, steamed clams in a spicy white wine and butter broth. Use your fork or your fingers, pull the clams out of the shell, dip them in the broth, and enjoy. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Today, I'm making smoked mushroom bombs. Mushroom caps stuffed with perfectly seasoned barbecue pulled pork, cream cheese, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce, then smoked to ooey gooey perfection. Make twice as many as you think you'll need because these go fast. They're absolutely delicious and easy to make. So let's get started. In a mixing bowl, combine cream cheese with Wolf Rub Original Barbecue Seasoning or your favorite barbecue rub. Barbecue sauce, and I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's, but you can use your favorite. Shredded cheddar cheese. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. And leftover pulled pork that I've chopped up. Now give it all a good mix until everything is well combined. Once everything is well combined, set it aside. Now simply break off all the stems and take a spoon and remove all the gills from the mushrooms. Now take the pulled pork and cream cheese mixture and stuff it into the mushroom, pressing down firm to get it all into the mushroom. And you kind of want to smooth the top out a little bit. If you have any jagged edges sticking up, they'll burn pretty quickly. Now continue this process until all of your mushrooms are stuffed. Now place these in the fridge while we go out and light up the grill. I'm going to cook these on my Rectech RT300 pellet grill, so let's get that preheated, and that's just a matter of pushing a couple buttons. You turn it on, increase the temperature to 325 degrees, and let it preheat. It's as easy as turning on your oven, but with all the flavor of a wood-fired grill. And for the smoke today, I'm using Rectech's Ultimate Blend pellets, which is a mixture of red oak, white oak, and a touch of hickory. Once the RT300 has been up to 325 degrees for about 15 minutes, I'm going to add the mushrooms. Now close the lid and let these cook at 325 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the cheese is golden brown and the mushrooms are tender. After 30 minutes, the mushrooms are done, and boy did they smell and look good. And there you have it, smoked mushroom bombs, a very simple and delicious snack or appetizer. Wait a second, who am I kidding? I eat the whole plate as my dinner. And like I said before, make twice as many as you think you need, because these little flavor bombs are addictive. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Everybody enjoys a good steak and cheese sandwich, and everyone enjoys a nice crispy egg roll. So why not combine the two and make cheesesteak egg rolls? That's what we're making today at the Wolf Pit, so let's get started. I have my cast iron skillet preheated over high heat. Now I'm going to add a little vegetable oil and then thin slices of ribeye steak. Now I'm going to season with a little salt, pepper, and garlic. Now after 2 minutes our meat is done. I'm going to remove from the skillet and set aside. Now reduce the heat to medium, add more vegetable oil. And now I'm adding bell pepper and slice yellow onion. And now I'm going to saute the peppers and onions until they start to sweat. After sauteing for 2 minutes, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. And now give them a good mix to get the salt and pepper spread throughout. I want the vegetables to be tender but not mushy, so don't overcook them. And now I've drained everything on paper towels to get rid of the excess moisture. Once everything is thoroughly cooled, I'm going to add some shredded mozzarella cheese. And now give it a good mix until everything's well incorporated. And now it's time to roll up the egg rolls. And I like to use this little trick of using 2 egg roll wrappers at a time. This way you're not going to have any filling blowout, as well as you're not going to have soggy egg rolls, and you're going to have extra crispy egg rolls. Now put a couple tablespoons of the filling right in the middle, and then brush the corners with some egg wash. And there's many different ways of rolling up an egg roll, and no one way is right or wrong. But here's the way I like to do it. I like to take the two outside corners, fold them together, and then take the corner closest to me and start rolling. And there you go. Was that easy or what? And now I'm going to do one more the same way, except for I'm going to do the egg wash first. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit the Wolf Pit blog. Just click the link below. And once you're done rolling all your egg rolls, they go into 350 degree oil for about 2.5 to 3 minutes or until golden brown. And if you're frying them in a skillet like I am, you want to make sure you flip them over about every 15 to 20 seconds to prevent them from over-browning on the bottom. Once the egg rolls are nice and golden brown, remove them and let them drain on a wire rack. And there you have it, cheesesteak egg rolls. I've served these with some queso dip. You can serve them by themselves or with some marinara or ranch or whatever you want to dip them in. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try, and I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Hey, tonight we're going to make some buffalo shrimp. And we have 1.5 pounds of 21-25 Gulf shrimp that I've gone ahead and peeled, but I've left the tail on here, as you can see, just to make it a little nicer presentation. So I'm going to add to this 1 egg, and then 1/4 cup of Texas Pete hot sauce. All right. And now we're going to do 2 teaspoons of black pepper. So we're going to mix this up. All right, now to the same bowl, after we've mixed up our shrimp, we're going to add in about 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. Maybe just a little bit more than 1 cup. That's probably about 1.5 cups. Alright, our shrimp are coated, and we're going to pop these in the refrigerator and let them sit and marinate for about maybe 10-15 minutes. Then we'll get them out and get them fried up. Alright, now we're ready to go ahead and fry our buffalo shrimp. So we're going to let these cook for about 1 minute in the oil. Alright, after about 30 seconds I'll flip these, and now they've cooked for exactly 1 minute, so we're going to go ahead and take these out. Alright, our buffalo shrimp are done. We made a simple dipping sauce for them with some ranch and some hot sauce. So we're going to go ahead and spritz some lemon over top of these. Alright, so let's dig in one of these and see how they turned out. So you got a nice crust on them. Dip in our sauce. Tender, spicy, crunchy. These aren't going to last long. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Now add the jumbo lump crab meat to the bowl, and then gently fold it in. You don't want to break up the crab meat any more than necessary. And there you have it, blue crab and corn salsa made with Chesapeake Bay jumbo lump blue crab meat. You can serve it as an appetizer with tortilla chips, stuff in tomatoes for a cold summertime salad, use it as a topping on your favorite fish or other seafood, or simply grab a spoon and eat it by itself. It's light, refreshing, and absolutely delicious. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making barbecue chicken legs that have been marinated in a savory fajita marinade. This isn't your typical barbecue chicken, it's better. So let's get started. As a base for the marinade, I'm going to use a bottle of zesty Italian salad dressing. To that, I'm going to add kosher salt, black pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic, oregano, cumin, and finally chili powder. Now give it a good mix to get everything thoroughly coated, and then it goes into the refrigerator for 2 to 4 hours. 4 hours is best, but you don't want to leave it in there too much longer, otherwise the vinegar will start breaking down the meat and it'll become mushy. After soaking for 4 hours, our chicken legs are ready to grill. I've preheated the Rectech RT680 pellet grill to 350 degrees. Now I'm going to add the chicken legs and let these go for 20 to 25 minutes. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit the Wolf Pit blog. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button and come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new recipes and cooking videos. After 25 minutes, I'm going to give them a flip, and let me tell you, the neighborhood smells amazing. Now I'm going to close the lid and let them go for 20 to 25 more minutes, or until the internal temperature reaches 175 degrees. After a total of 45 minutes, our chicken legs are done. And there you have it, fajita-style marinated barbecue chicken legs. These legs were amazing, moist, tender, and delicious. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. And please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button and come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new recipes and cooking videos.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making Spam Musubi. I've heard of this Hawaiian treat for a long time and never thought much about it since I'm not a big fan of Spam. Musubi is found everywhere in Hawaii and can be made many different ways with lots of ingredients and combination of ingredients. They're obviously very popular in 7-Elevens and other convenience stores in Hawaii, as you can tell from the pictures I found while researching Musubi. So I finally got the gumption and bought the few items needed to make it. So let's get started. Let's start by making the rice, and you want to use sushi rice or short grain rice. Rinse the rice really well until the water runs clear, then cook the rice according to the directions on the bag. Like I said in the beginning, everybody makes musubi and there's many different ways to make it. Most of the recipes I've seen use just plain, unseasoned sushi rice. And I've seen some recipes that use a dry Japanese season called fure cake. So I'm going to make the rice just like you would if you were making sushi, and add a little bit of sweet and a little bit of sour. In a large bowl, add white sugar and rice wine vinegar. Give it a good mix until all the sugar is dissolved. If you'd like a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Now add the cooked rice, now give it all a good mix until all the liquid is absorbed. Now cover with plastic wrap and place in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. Here I have a 12-ounce can of low-sodium Spam that I'm going to cut into 8 equal pieces. There's tons of different varieties of Spam. You can use any you like. Now let's fry the Spam in a skillet over medium heat. There's no need to add any oil. There's plenty of fat in the Spam. And you want to make sure you keep your heat moderate. You don't want to brown the Spam too quickly or it'll burn. Now let it fry for 2 minutes. And then after 2 minutes, give it a flip. Now let it fry for 2 more minutes. And then repeat this process one more time for a total cooking time of 4 minutes per side or until the Spam is nice and golden brown. Now remove the Spam from the pan. Well, look at that. I'm a poet and didn't know it. And then wipe off any excess grease. Then add sugar, soy sauce, and mirin. Give it a good mix and bring it to a boil. And then reduce the heat to medium and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And then add the fried Spam. Now let the Spam simmer in the sauce for about 5 minutes or until it begins to reduce. Now here's what it should look like after about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to repurpose the Spam can and use it as a mold. I've lined the inside with plastic wrap. Now fill it about halfway with rice, and then by the time you pack it down, it should be about a third full. If you plan on making a lot of musubi in the future, or you want to be Mr. and Mrs. Fancy Pants, you can actually buy a musubi mold. Now add a piece of the Spam and press it down a little bit more. And then wrap it up and pull it out. Here I have 4 sheets of nori, which is dry seaweed. You can cut them as thick or as thin as you like. I'm just going to fold them in half and cut them in half. These size pieces will cover up the whole musubi. I happen to really like nori. If you don't like it so much, cut them in thirds. Now there's 2 different sides of the nori. One is textured, one is smooth and shiny. You want the textured side up when you put your rice and your Spam down. And then you simply wrap the nori around the rice and Spam to where you can see the nice, smooth, shiny side. And then to seal the nori, you just rub a little bit of water and roll it all the way up. Mine weren't perfectly shaped on the ends, but that's nothing a sharp knife couldn't take care of. And there you have it, Hawaiian Spam Musubi. This was the first time I ever made or tried musubi, and it was absolutely delicious. If you've never tried it, you definitely have to give it a try, even if you're not a fan of Spam like me. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making grilled bacon and cheese fries, the perfect snack or appetizer for any occasion. They're easy to make and fun to eat, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is grill some bacon. I have my Rectech preheated to 350 degrees with the grill grates on top, and now I'm simply going to grill the bacon. Now I'm going to close the lid and let the bacon grill for 8 minutes. And here's the bacon after 8 minutes. I'm going to flip it over. And now I'm going to close the lid and let the bacon go for 8 more minutes or until it's nice and crispy. After 16 minutes, the bacon is perfectly done. Does that bacon look good or what? Now I'm going to increase the temperature on the Rectech to 400 degrees. I've cut 8 medium-sized russet potatoes into wedges, and now I'm going to drizzle with vegetable oil. And now I'm going to season with kosher salt. And black pepper. And now give them a toss to make sure all the potatoes are well coated. And now I'm going to add the potatoes to the grill. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit the Wolf Pit blog. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button and come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new recipes and cooking videos. Now I'm going to close the lid and let these grill for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to flip them to the skin side. And now I'll switch to a pair of tongs like I have a little common sense. Now I'm going to close the lid and let these go for 15 more minutes. Then I'm going to give them another flip and let them go for 10 to 15 more minutes until the potatoes are crispy on the outside and tender in the middle. After grilling for a total of 40 minutes, the potatoes are done. Now I have the fries laid out in an even layer on a baking pan, and I'm going to add shredded cheddar cheese. Now I'm going to add the crumbled bacon. Followed by a little more cheddar cheese. Now the fries go back into a 400-degree grill for about 5 minutes or until the cheese is nice and melted. And there you have it, grilled bacon cheese fries. Simple and delicious. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button and come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new recipes and cooking videos. Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today we're going to make shredded chicken and cheese taquitos. Very easy, very delicious, so let's get started. Here I have 3 boneless skinless chicken breasts that I'm going to season with salt, pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic, chili powder, cumin, oregano, and just enough water to cover. I'm going to bring this up to a simmer, turn it down to medium-low, cover, and let it cook for 1 hour. After 1 hour, turn the heat off, remove the lid, and let the chicken sit in the broth for about 30 minutes or until it's thoroughly cooled. Once the chicken's cooled, take 2 forks or your fingers and shred it apart. And now we're going to take some of our poaching liquid and pour it over the chicken to add some moisture and extra flavor. And now some cheddar jack cheese. And give everything a good thorough mix. Now I have some preheated corn tortillas that I've stuck in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and I'm going to add about 2 or 3 tablespoons of filling to the end closest to me, and then simply roll them up. Now onto a greased cookie sheet and into a 400-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until they turn golden brown. And there you go. I told you these would be simple. Shredded chicken and cheese taquitos. I made a little spicy dipping sauce with ranch dressing and hot sauce and chili powder. You can use sour cream if you like, salsa, or guacamole. Serve these as a meal or an appetizer. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you give these a try, and we'll see you next time. Welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making a barbecue pulled pork pizza with leftover pulled pork, caramelized onions, and Granny Smith apples. It's easy to do and very delicious, so let's get started. I'm going to add some olive oil to a medium skillet over medium-high heat, followed by thinly sliced red onion, now I'm going to saute these onions for 10 to 15 minutes. And you want to do this as slowly as possible, that way the onions caramelize and get sweet instead of fry or burn. Once they're about halfway done, add a little salt and pepper. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit the Wolf Pit blog. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe and come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for new recipes and cooking videos. And after about 12 minutes, the onions are done. Now I'm going to very lightly reheat some pulled pork. You don't want to heat it too much or it'll dry out. Now let's build the pizza, and I'm just using a regular store-bought pre-made crust. By all means, if you want to make your own crust, go right ahead. It'll be that much better. Now instead of pizza sauce, I'm using barbecue sauce. I'm using my favorite bottled barbecue sauce. Use your favorite. Spread it out into a nice even layer. Use as much or as little barbecue sauce as you like. Now I'm adding shredded cheddar cheese, followed by the slow-smoked pulled pork. And the pulled pork has been rubbed and seasoned with Wolf Rub Original Barbecue Seasoning, which has cinnamon in it, which is going to go great with the apples. Now add the nice sweet caramelized onions. Followed by more shredded cheddar cheese. And last but not least, Granny Smith apples. I know it sounds like a really weird combination, but apples, pork, and cheddar cheese really go great together. Now this goes into a preheated 425 degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes until nice and golden brown and bubbly. And there you have it, pulled pork barbecue pizza with caramelized onions and Granny Smith apples. Simple, easy, and very delicious. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for new recipes and cooking videos.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today we're going to make sweet and sour chicken wings. If you like sweet and sour chicken as a meal, you're going to love these as a snack or an appetizer. So let's get started. I have 3 pounds of unbreaded and unseasoned chicken wings that we're going to fry for 9 to 10 minutes in 350 degree oil until crispy and golden brown. While the wings are frying, we're going to make our sweet and sour sauce. We're going to start off with a half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of white vinegar, a tablespoon of light soy sauce. We're going to give this a stir and bring it up to a simmer until all the sugar is dissolved. Now I'm going to add a little cornstarch slurry to thicken up our sauce. And give this a stir until it's thickened. Now I'm going to add a couple of drops of red food coloring. This is totally optional. I just think it's going to make a better appearance for the chicken wings. There you go. That's all there is to it. Let's go finish up our wings and we'll be ready to eat. After 10 minutes, our wings are perfectly done. They're golden brown and nice and crispy. Now I'm going to sauce the wings. I've put all the wings in a bowl, and now I'm going to drizzle the sweet and sour sauce over top of them and give them a toss. The wings are thoroughly coated. Now we're going to get these plated up and give them a try. Alright, I had a subscriber ask me why I always try the drumette and not a flat, so I forgot who the subscriber was, but I'm going to try flat since they asked me to. These are nice and sticky and they smell incredible. Let's give this a try. Wow, these are great. The wings are still crunchy, they're very sticky, it's sweet, it's sour, it's delicious. Well, I hope you guys give this a try. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you.
Today, I'm turning America's favorite processed meat, Spam, into a meat lover style bloomin' onion. I guess we could call it a Bloomin Spamian. This version is not low carb, but with a couple tweaks can be. So let's get started. You're obviously going to need a can of Spam, and any flavor Spam will work. I'm using a low sodium Spam. Now take a knife and slice down the center of the length of the Spam 3/4 of the way down. You obviously just want to make sure you don't cut all the way through. Now you have 2 pieces on each side. Find the center piece of those and do the same thing. If you'd like a printable copy of this recipe with a full list of ingredients and easy to follow instructions, visit thewolfpit.com. Now find the center of the Spam widthwise and do the same thing. Now find the center of those 2 pieces and slice down 3/4 of the way. Now you'll have 4 pieces widthwise, and you'll want to repeat the process between each piece for a total of 7 cuts widthwise and 3 cuts lengthwise. I'm really sorry if I'm making this more complicated than the instructions that come with a piece of IKEA furniture. It's really just a matter of common sense once you start slicing. You just want to end up with nice uniform pieces all the way around. Now you want to very generously season the Spam and make sure you get down in all the cuts with your favorite rub. I'm using Wolf Rub Original barbecue seasoning because it's a sweet rub and it has cinnamon in it. And cinnamon goes great with pork and ham, which is what Spam is made of. And yes, I know before you say it, I know that ham is pork. Now flip the Spam over and make sure you shake out any excess rub that's down in the cracks because you don't want big clumps of rub. Now roll the Spam in the rub and ensure the whole loaf of Spam is seasoned. Now repeat that same process with cornstarch. Bloomin' onions are crunchy on the outside with sweet tender onions on the inside. The cornstarch will actually fry as the Spam begins to render its fat, which will give us a nice crispy texture on the outside. Now I'm going to put this into the refrigerator for about an hour, and that'll help everything bond to the Spam. You can skip this step if you want to, but it will help you have a better finished product. Now place the Spam in a preheated 250-degree smoker, and today I'm using my Rectech RT300 pellet grill, along with Rectech's Perfect Mix pellets, which is a combination of hickory, cherry, maple, and apple. Now close the lid and let it smoke at 250 degrees for 45 minutes, then increase the temperature to 325 degrees for another 45 minutes, or until nice and golden brown and crispy. And there you have it, a nice smoky and crispy Bloomin' Spamian. Now serve it with some sriracha mayonnaise, which is nothing more than equal parts sriracha and mayonnaise, or use less sriracha if you don't like it as spicy. Then you simply pull it apart and eat it just like you would a bloomin' onion. This really did look and turn out a whole lot better than I thought it would. Each Spam finger was crispy and crunchy on the outside and nice and moist and tender on the inside. And when you make these, you might as well go ahead and make 2 or 3, because as you can see, I can't stop eating it. It's addictive.
Today I'm making Nacho Egg Rolls. 2 great snacks rolled into one. So let's get started. In a large cast iron pan over medium-high heat, I'm going to add a little vegetable oil. And now I'm going to add ground turkey breast. If you don't like ground turkey, use ground beef. If you don't want ground beef, use ground chicken. Or you can even use ground pork. Use whatever you like to eat. Spread the ground meat out in the pan and break it up. Now I'm going to season with salt and pepper, chili powder, a little cumin, granulated onion, granulated garlic, and now get everything mixed in. I wasn't making any progress with the chopper, so I'm going to switch back to my spatula. Nachos usually come with a little bit of lettuce on them, but I couldn't put lettuce in egg rolls or it'd become mushy and soggy. And usually egg rolls have cabbage in them anyway, so I'm going to use cabbage for some filler on these. And now I'm going to saute the cabbage and let it cook down for about 10 minutes or until it's tender. Once the cabbage is cooked down and tender, I'm going to add some chopped onion and bell pepper, along with some chopped up pickled jalapenos. You can certainly use fresh if you like. And now let the peppers and onions cook for about 5 minutes or until they're tender. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of drained and rinsed black beans. And now I've turned the heat off and I'm going to get the black beans mixed in. And then transfer the mixture to a platter covered with paper towels to get rid of the moisture and let this thoroughly cool for about 30 minutes. Once the mixture is thoroughly cooled, I'm going to add some shredded Mexican blend cheese. And now give it a good mix to get the cheese thoroughly incorporated with the rest of the mixture. And now I'm going to go ahead and stuff and roll the egg rolls. And I have 2 egg roll wrappers on top of each other. That way you can roll them extra tight and they won't bust through or get soggy. I'm going to brush all 4 corners of the egg roll wrappers with a beaten egg. That'll seal it and keep all the grease out. And now place about 2 tablespoons of the filling into the center of the egg roll wrappers. And now rolling up the egg rolls is pretty easy. You just want to take the left and the right corners, fold them together, and then take the corner closest to you, roll it over, and then start squeezing the filling together and roll it up. And now the egg rolls go into 350-degree oil for about 2.5 to 3 minutes, just until golden brown. But once the egg rolls are nice and golden brown, you want to drain them on a wire rack. You don't want to drain them on a paper towel, otherwise they'll become soggy. And who wants a soggy egg roll? And there you have it, 2 great snacks rolled into one. Nachos and egg rolls, served with a little guacamole and sour cream, and enjoy. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try, and I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Brussels sprouts, you either love them or you hate them. There's no in between. Well, I happen to love them, but I don't like them overcooked and mushy like my daughter Lisa and many other people. One thing is true about Brussels sprouts is they stink when you cook them, whether you cook them just right or you overcook them. But when they're not overcooked, they're wonderfully delicious. I love Brussels sprouts no matter how they're cooked. And I thought I found my favorite recipe for these miniature cabbage balls when I wrapped them in bacon and cooked them on my grill. They were absolutely fantastic. If you'd like to see a video of the grilled bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. But then a few months ago, I was at a brewery and they had deep fried Brussels sprouts with fresh shaved Parmesan cheese and a balsamic reduction drizzle. They were absolutely amazing, crispy on the outside and cooked perfectly on the inside. So the other day, my buddy came over with steaks and Brussels sprouts. Of course, we grilled the steaks, and then he tossed the Brussels sprouts in the air fryer, and they turned out as amazing as the ones from the brewery. So now I'm going to show you how simple it is to make roasted Brussels sprouts in the air fryer that taste crispy and delicious just like they were deep fried. Obviously, you need Brussels sprouts, and you gotta use fresh ones. Don't use frozen. They will not work with this recipe. This is 1 pound of fresh Brussels sprouts, and these will shrink down by about 50%. So plan accordingly if you're feeding several people. Now we're going to cut these in half, but before you do, make sure you trim some of the core and remove some of the outer leaves. Then cut the Brussels sprouts in half, and if you have really big Brussels sprouts, you may need to cut them in thirds. You just want to try to keep them all about the same size for uniform cooking. Once they're cleaned up and cut in half, put them in a large bowl. Then give them a good healthy drizzle of your favorite cooking oil. Then give them a good mix. and then generously season with kosher salt, and black pepper. Feel free to add any seasonings to suit your taste. Now, we all know bacon makes everything taste better, and some diced up bacon in these would be amazing. Or some garlic, onions, red pepper flakes, etc. Use what you like. Feel free to add whatever else suits your taste. I give these a good mix, and then dump them in the air fryer basket, and then they go into the air fryer for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. But after every 5 minutes, we'll give them a good shaky. And if you don't have an air fryer, you can certainly use your conventional oven or your convection oven, or you could just deep fry these like the original recipe. Here's what the Brussels sprouts look like after 5 minutes. And they were already starting to smell up the house a bit with that wonderful, putrid Brussels sprout aroma. I was really hoping nobody came to the front door while I was cooking these. They would think I soiled myself. After giving them a good mix, pop them back in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 5 more minutes. After 5 more minutes, 10 minutes total, they're starting to look great, but not smell great. Give them one more mix and let them go for 5 more minutes. After cooking at 400 degrees for a total of 15 minutes, our Brussels sprouts are perfectly done. If you want them softer, cook them for a few more minutes, or until they get to your desired tenderness. I plated the Brussels sprouts with, what else? Ranch dressing, which I really do think goes great with these. So I shanked one like a prison snitch, and you can see the inside still has integrity to it, just like I like them, and it's not mushy. Then over to the leafy side, the beautiful air-fried crispy goodness. Kind of like Brussels sprout potato chips. By themselves, these Brussels sprouts are great. But when you dip them into the ranch, they're amazing. You could even sprinkle these with dry ranch seasoning mix. These roasted crispy Brussels sprouts have turned into my favorite go-to vegetable.
Today, I'm making crab stuffed mushrooms. These are little mouthfuls of pure, rich crab heaven. They only take a few minutes to make and a few ingredients, so let's get started. I'm going to start out with 8 ounces of this beautiful Chesapeake Bay jumbo lump crab meat. If you can get it, as it's the best crab meat there is in my humble opinion. If not, get whatever other crab meat you can afford from the US. I've noticed so much of our crab meat now is from Indonesia, Thailand, and India. There's absolutely no need for that when we're surrounded by oceans. Find a local supplier and pay a little bit more for an American crab meat and other seafood. To the crab meat, I'm adding mayonnaise, and please don't use light mayonnaise or fat-free mayonnaise. If you use that, you might as well use imitation crab meat. Now add Parmesan cheese. If you're one of those people who say seafood and cheese should not go together, then continue to live in your box and enjoy your imitation crab meat and fat-free mayo crab salad. Now add parsley and Old Bay. Now very gently mix everything together. You don't want to break up the lumps any more than necessary. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Now I'm going to pour in and mix in 1 well-beaten egg. Now cover this and place it into the refrigerator while we get our mushrooms ready. I have 8 ounces of cremini mushrooms. You can use whatever kind of mushrooms you like. I'm going to remove the stems and scoop out the gills. For the sake of time and boring you guys and doing all 9 of these, I'm only going to do 1. Now you simply take a spoon and pack the filling down into the mushroom and overstuff each mushroom. And this filling made enough to stuff 9 mushrooms. Now I'm going to place these into a pan. Now add some pieces of butter all around the pan, or you can just pour some melted butter in. Now top with a little bit more Parmesan cheese. Now these go into a preheated 400-degree oven, or grill in my case because it was absolutely beautiful outside, for about 20 minutes. Just until the cheese is melted and nice and golden brown. There you have it. Rich, cheesy, buttery, and absolutely delicious Chesapeake Bay Jumbo Lump Crab Stuffed Mushrooms. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try. Please don't forget to like this video and to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm going to be making fried pickles, or some people call them frickles. Whatever you want to call them, they're going to be delicious, so let's get started. I'm using Phil's Dill's pickles today, which I've recently discovered is probably the best pickles on the planet. These are the hot and spicy ones, and look how much flavor is packed into each jar, all the herbs and spices. The first thing I want to do is get some of the moisture out of the pickles, so I'm going to put them on some paper towels and blot them dry. For the dry ingredients, I'm going to have some all-purpose flour, which I'm not going to season at all. There's plenty of seasoning already in the pickles. The other dry ingredient is yellow cornmeal that I'm only going to season with black pepper. We'll sprinkle these with salt as they come out of the oil. And now for the wet part. I'm going to combine 1 egg and a 1/4 cup of milk. Now whip them like they stole your lunch money. Now let's get our pickles coated. Just dip them right into the flour. Get them thoroughly coated. Then into the egg wash. And now into the cornmeal. And repeat this process until all your pickles are coated. Once all the pickles are coated, pop them into the fridge for 10 or 15 minutes, and that'll help all the breading stay on them when you fry them. Now these are going to fry in 350-degree oil for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Just until golden brown. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more recipes, visit the Wolf Pit blog. After 3 minutes, our pickles are done. Remove them, drain them on paper towels, and sprinkle with salt. And there you have it, Southern fried pickles. Serve them with ranch dressing for dipping. And as you can see, I did not have to add a lot of seasoning to these pickles because Phil's Dills are already packed with a lot of flavor. Regular pickles from the grocery store, you're probably going to have to add a little bit more seasoning to. And if you've never tried fried pickles, you got to give them a try. They're absolutely amazing. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you give these a try, and I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. French onion dip is pretty much a staple when you're entertaining, having a party, or watching the big game. It's also good when you're by yourself and not entertaining anyone, and you simply want to be a couch potato. At least that's what I've heard. Most people, myself included, opt for picking up a can or a jar of mass-produced French onion dip at the grocery store. Store-bought French onion dip is pretty good. But have you ever taken the time to read some of the ingredients? Well, unfortunately I did, and half of them I can't even pronounce. But I get it. Most of the ingredients are to keep the dip shelf stable and to make it last a long time. And if you don't buy the pre-made French onion dip, some people opt for the delicious Lipton onion soup mix and make their own French onion dip. But with the Lipton onion soup mix, sodium becomes a factor at 610 milligrams per tablespoon. Add that to the sodium from the chips you're dipping in it, and you're well on your way to a day's worth of sodium. So today, I'm going to show you how to avoid all the ingredients we can't pronounce, all of the extra sodium, while adding a fantastic layer of smoke flavor by making a homemade, super creamy, smoky French onion dip made with real onions. I have my Traeger Pro 780 pellet grill loaded up with applewood pellets,
preheating to 325 degrees along with a cast iron skillet. To the skillet, add a couple tablespoons of olive oil and a couple tablespoons of butter. Give it a good mix until the butter is melted. Now here we have 3 pounds of yellow onions that the beautiful Mrs. Wolfpit kindly diced up for me. I know, 3 pounds of onions sounds and looks like way too much, but stick with me here. Now you can thinly slice your onions if you like, but I thought dicing them up would work better for a dip. So once your butter and oil is preheated, add the onions to the skillet. And then spread them out into a nice even layer, and then season them with kosher salt. Followed by a few sprigs of thyme. Then give it all a good mix. Now just an FYI, these onions take a long time, but the time is well worth it, especially if you have some adult beverages on hand. Now close the lid and let the onions smoke and lightly saute and check them every 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the onions are starting to sweat. Give them another good mix. Then spread them back out into a nice even layer. And check on them in another 15 minutes. After another 15 minutes, for a total of 30 minutes, our onions are coming along nicely and starting to sweat. And here they are again after 45 minutes. And again at the 1 hour mark. At this point, they're starting to look and smell amazing, but they still have a little bit to go. And finally, after an hour and 15 minutes, our onions are ready. Look at how beautiful they are. And I couldn't even begin to describe the aroma. Now let's get them off the grill and into a bowl to cool. Once the onions have fully cooled, add 1 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of mayonnaise, and lots of fresh cracked black pepper. Then give it a really good mix. Give it a taste for seasoning and adjust if needed. Then do the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. Put it in the fridge overnight. You don't have to do that, but the flavor will be so much better if you do. The next day, serve it with your favorite chips, crackers, or vegetables. We opted for the extra crunchy kettle chips. The smoked French onion dip is everything the canned stuff is not. It's rich and creamy, sweet and smoky, and absolutely phenomenal. I believe I've become a French onion dip snob, and I'll never look at French onion dip out of a can, out of a jar, or out of an envelope the same. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Wolf Pit. You guys know how much I love making egg rolls, and different egg rolls at times, and today is going to be one of those days where I make an egg roll that even I never even thought of. I saw this recipe on one of the cooking shows I was watching the other day, and I was like, I gotta make these. These are macaroni and cheese egg rolls. Yep, macaroni and cheese egg rolls. So let's get started. So I started off using a bag of Kraft Homestyle macaroni and cheese. I made it and I put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes to chill so it would firm up really good. You can use leftover macaroni and cheese. It'd be a great idea for this recipe. But this is just store-bought macaroni and cheese that's ice cold. So now you take your regular egg roll wrapper and you put, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of the macaroni and cheese inside of each one. then just as you see me do it before, you roll your egg roll up like an envelope, fold one corner towards the other corner, about halfway. Then you take the two sides and you fold them in. And then you dip your finger in a little bit of beaten egg and you paint the side you want to seal. You can use a pastry brush for this if you like. And then you just roll up your egg roll. There you go. That's all there is to it. So you continue doing this until you run out of filling or you run out of egg roll wrappers. There was enough macaroni and cheese to make 16 good-sized egg rolls, and we have some leftover wrappers, which I'm going to fry first, sprinkle with cinnamon and sugar for an Asian churro, if you will. And now we're going to fry our egg rolls in 325-degree oil for 4 to 5 minutes or until golden brown. And I finally get a chance to show off my cherry wood cooking chopsticks that my good friend Bob Green made for me by hand. Look at the craftsmanship of these things. These things are absolutely beautiful, and I almost didn't want to use them to cook, but I'm going to. That's what they're made for, so that's what I'm going to use them for. Thank you, Bob. After a little over 4 minutes, our egg rolls are done. So we're going to remove these and drain them on paper towels and continue frying. Now I'm serving these with a simple dipping sauce made of ranch dressing and Texas Pete hot sauce. So now the moment of the truth, let's give one of these a try and see how they turned out. I really love the difference in textures. You get the nice creamy macaroni and cheese, the crunchy egg roll wrapper, delicious. These will be perfect for upcoming playoff games and the Super Bowl. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. And we'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm going to make some deviled eggs, stuffed with bacon, spinach, and feta cheese. These are some of the best deviled eggs you'll ever have, so let's get started. I'm going to start with my eggs in a pot of cold water, and I'm going to add some salt and bring these up to a boil. Once the water's at a boil, turn the heat down to medium and set your timer for 10 minutes. After simmering for 10 minutes, cover the eggs in cold water and peel. That method should give you perfectly hard-boiled and easy to peel eggs every time. Now I've already cut up and fried 4 pieces of bacon until crisp and drained most of the grease. Now I'm adding 4 cloves of chopped garlic, and I'm going to saute for 2 to 3 minutes until fragrant. And now I'm going to add some fresh chopped spinach. Once you add the spinach, go ahead and cut the heat off, and this literally takes about 45 seconds to wilt down. Now let this mixture cool for about 5 minutes. Once it's cool to the touch, I'm going to go ahead and add the egg yolks. Feta cheese. Mayonnaise, and a little black pepper. I'm not going to add any salt due to the salt in the bacon and the feta cheese. Now get in here and break up the egg yolks and the feta cheese and mix well until everything's well incorporated. If you like your mixture a little bit creamier, go ahead and add a little bit more mayonnaise. And now simply fill each egg half with about a tablespoon of filling.
And there you have it, bacon, feta, and spinach stuffed deviled eggs. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you give these a try, and I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making blue crab and corn salsa. This is a perfect appetizer or side dish for your next meal. It's light, refreshing, and most of all delicious and really easy to make. So let's get started. In a large bowl, combine vinegar with fresh lime juice, Old Bay seafood seasoning, black pepper, salt, crushed red pepper flakes, fresh lime zest, fresh garlic, and cilantro. Give it all a good mix. Now add fresh chopped Roma tomatoes, bell pepper, red onion, and red bell pepper. Give it all a good mix. Now add corn. Give it all a good mix. Now for the crab meat, and today I'm using the best there is. Jumbo lump Chesapeake Bay blue crab meat that is all natural, no additives, and is a proud product of the United States and the great state of Maryland. Look at how absolutely beautiful this meat is. And of course I'm going to do a taste test.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Eggs. They're delicious, they're nutritious, and they're very versatile. But most of all, eggs are also very inexpensive. Especially if you have your own chickens.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Which makes eggs an ideal protein to feed a crowd on a budget, like for picnics, potlucks, and holiday dinners and other get-togethers. There's all sorts of things you can make for a crowd with eggs, but a couple of my favorites are pickled eggs with beets and pearl onions, and deviled eggs of any kind, but especially the ones I make with feta cheese, spinach, and bacon. I know that sounds like a weird combination, doesn't it? But don't judge, they'll blow your mind. If you'd like to try either the pickled eggs or the deviled eggs, click up in the right hand corner of this video. Speaking of blowing your mind, that's what I plan to do today when I make these very simple yet very amazing smoked barbecue deviled eggs with bacon. That's right, whenever you want to knock something out of the park, you add bacon and you hit a home run every time. Now you can't make deviled eggs without boiling eggs first. So my method of boiling eggs to where they come out perfect every time is to put them in a pot of cold water, bring the water up to a boil, put the lid on the pot, turn the heat off, and let the eggs sit for 10 minutes. After sitting for 10 minutes, peel the eggs under cold water and then place them into the refrigerator. Now in order to make smoked deviled eggs, you're going to either need a smoker or a grill, or one of those indoor oven smokers. Or I guess you could boil them in liquid smoke, but I would highly suggest you not do that. And if you haven't guessed it yet, I'm going to use my Traeger Pro 780 pellet grill. Now remember, these eggs are already cooked, so you don't want to cook them more and overcook them. The eggs will turn tough and rubbery. The only thing we want to do here is add smoked flavor. So turn the Traeger Pro 780 on, set the temperature to 180 degrees, and then hit the ignite button. That's all there is to it. Pretty simple. And I'm using hickory wood pellets for today's cook. I close the lid and sit back and enjoy a nice frosty cold beverage while the Traeger comes up to temperature. Now once the Traeger's up to 180 degrees, it's time to add the eggs. So I just put them in a disposable aluminum pan to help keep the eggs looking nice and pretty, and to make them easier to take on and off the grill. Now close the lid and let them smoke for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how much smoke flavor you want. After smoking for 45 minutes at 180 degrees, our eggs are ready. As you can see, the eggs still almost look white, which tells me they got a light coating of smoke. Just what I wanted. I did not expect them to be real dark, nor did I want them to be real dark. So from here, I put the eggs in a Ziploc bag and put them in the refrigerator overnight to mature, if you will. After maturing overnight in the refrigerator, I put Mrs. Wolf Pit to work. And you start off just like you would any deviled egg, by cutting the eggs in half. And then you separate the yolks and the whites. And then using a fork or your foot, mash up the yolks. Once the yolks are mashed up nice and pretty, it's time to add some mayonnaise. And please don't ask me how much mayonnaise, because we never measure it. Some people like to use a rule of thumb, 1 teaspoon of mayonnaise per egg. But for us, that's too much mayonnaise and the filling's too runny. We always start off with a little less than what we think we need, and then after we give it its first mix, we add a little bit more if it's too thick. After the mayonnaise, add some good old yellow mustard. And the same thing goes for the mustard. Add a little bit, and then add more later if you need to. And then add some relish, and you can add dill relish or sweet pickle relish. It all depends on what you like. You can also use some chow chow or pickled jalapenos. Change the recipe around however you like. Recipes are a guide, not a rule. Now we're going to add a little bit more barbecue flavor to go with the smoke flavor, with a little bit of the Traeger chili pepper garlic rub. If you don't have the Traeger rub, use any kind of rub you like. Now for a little more touch of barbecue, I'm going to add a little bit of Traeger's Texas Spicy Barbecue Sauce. If you don't have Traeger's Texas Spicy Barbecue Sauce, use one of your favorite barbecue sauces, or use hot sauce, or don't use any sauce at all. After all, you are the boss of your sauce. As you can see, I wasn't adding very much at all. I wanted all the additional barbecue flavors to be subtle, along with the smoke flavor. I definitely didn't want one flavor overpowering all the others. Once everything's in the bowl that you want, give it all a good mix. Now we almost got the measurements right the first time around, but it's still just a little bit too thick for my liking. So I added about another teaspoon of mayonnaise, another little squirt of mustard, and a few more drops of barbecue sauce. Then we gave it another mix. And at this point, the consistency and flavor were perfect. So now it's time to fill the eggs. And I know at this point, most of you thinking I'm going to get out a Ziploc bag, fill it up, and cut the tip off, and then squeeze the filling inside the whites. But Mrs. Wolf Pit is old school and can get the job done just as fast with 2 spoons. And she had all the eggs filled in no time. So now normally you garnish the eggs with a little bit of paprika, but today, since these are barbecue smoked deviled eggs, we're going to finish them off with just a little bit more of the Traeger rub. And finally, just because we can, and it makes everything better, each egg gets a little piece of bacon. And there you have it, smoked barbecue deviled eggs. With bacon, what more could you ask for? The very subtle, delicious smoky sweet heat mixed with the creaminess of the filling and the salty crunch from the bacon was amazing. And it took typical deviled eggs to a whole new level. Bring a platter of these to your next potluck, holiday dinner, etc., and they'll be gone lickety-split. If these look good to you, please give them a try and let me know what you think of them. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with your family and friends, and I'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Wolf Pit. Hey, today we're going to make a hot spinach and artichoke dip. And we're going to start off with about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And now we're going to add 3 cloves of minced garlic and saute that down for 2 to 3 minutes. Now after about 3 minutes, we're going to add one 9-ounce bag of baby spinach. Now we're going to saute this down for 2 to 3 minutes. Now we're going to add our hot spinach and garlic to 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. Now we're going to add one 14-ounce can of artichoke hearts that I've drained and chopped. Give this a quick seasoning of salt and pepper. We're going to add a half a cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of sour cream, and about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And now we're going to get everything thoroughly combined. Now once everything is combined, we're going to add this to a 9-inch pie dish. Now we're going to add just a little bit more Parmesan cheese to the top, and then we're going to put this into a 350 degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes until it's bubbly and golden on top. After 25 minutes, our spinach and artichoke dip is done. So we're going to get a tortilla chip here and give this a taste. You can use tortilla chips, you can use pita, you can use bread, you can use anything you want, crackers. Look at that, look how nice and creamy that is. Hot, it smells wonderful. Let's give this a taste. Oh man, that is some kind of good. It's savory, it's creamy. You can really taste the garlic. Oh man. Let's get another chip and give this another bite. And I hope you guys give this a try. It's perfect for the upcoming holidays for entertaining. So thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.